picture of Johnny Grant here. It's sorely missed. I want to say I'm so proud to be here to be able to honor you. As you were here honoring me just a few feet away, I would never have lasted or begun in this business if it wasn't for the class and enthusiasm and taste of this man right here. I'm telling you, there's not many artists that can say that the reason I started in this business and then continued my second bloom 20 years later was I was signed at Warner Brothers in 1971 by Joe Smith, and I was signed at Capitol in 1989 with Joe Smith. And thank you for my career and my life that I still love so much. I just want to say a few words, and I'll try not to gush too much, but it's hard because, as Jackson so eloquently said, there's not many people that give it to you straight, that aren't underhanded, that allow you the kind of focus and control to be able to do what you do best and run a ship at both Warner Brothers and Capitol, in my experience, where he hires the best people that also have the artist's long-term integrity at stake. It's not about this quarter's bottom line. It's about developing artist relationships with the A&R departments and the promo departments and radio, and he knew from being in radio what it takes to get a record played. And the idea that you could be so appreciative and respectful of what artists need, it was revolutionary in the business. And it's the reason I was able to sign with Warner's, because even at 21, without writing all my own material and falling into this as a job, to be able to know that I was going to be on the roster with Randy Newman and Ry Cooder and Little Feat and the Meters and Alan Toussaint, and that I was expressly told that we don't care if you're a singles artist or have hits. We're not going to tell you what to wear, when to put out a record, who to work with. You just do what you feel is best, and we'll support you, and we'll make our money from, Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and Frank Sinatra. It was revolutionary to be in a family-run business. I don't think anybody could say more and know how special that time was at Warner Reprise over across in Burbank. It was just an unbelievably fun, wild, circus acts coming through with Bob Garrett, Stan Cornyn coming up with all kinds of promotion things. It was a big party in the best sense of the word, mutual respect, and it was no bean counters overseeing what we were doing. We just had music people in charge, and they hired other music people, and they happened to know how to promote records without any compromise on the artist's part at all. So from the time I was at Warner's, I knew it was a very special family-run organization. And I never expected to be up there with those artistic giants, and you made me feel welcome. And I'm going to try not to lose it, but when things changed in the business in the 80s and in my life, I didn't respond with any enthusiasm with where the business was going. I just was, a lot of roots, Americana type artists were kind of marginalized, and there wasn't as much supported FM radio. It was all becoming kind of big business. If you didn't pull in the hit singles and you didn't have a certain look, you were kind of pushed to the wayside. And after a tricky bunch of years, this man came one more time with the help of my managers and took another chance on me at Capitol. And none of us could have expected that Nick of Time would have done what it did, including Joe, I think. But I'll never forget, even before I won those Grammys for that album, they did such an incredible job with the team that he brought over to Capitol. And just the statement of what this guy has done in his life, the nexus of sports and music, which in my band, you can't even make one more important than the other. Everybody that loves musicians knows the importance, and Joe Smith has been a legend in radio as an executive, his charitable work in the sports world, as a raconteur and a toastmaster. I am so honored to be able to be here and give something back to this man that has brought me so much opening and opportunity. And all the artists that I love, we really, on our behalf, they asked me to please thank you today. I mean, James Taylor, Joni Mitchell, Van Morrison, T-Bone Burnett. In the 80s, they probably wouldn't have been signed. You know what I mean? Who knows? But Joe made us feel valuable and was, to this day, so much integrity and class and so much enthusiasm. And he looks like a kid. I mean... I'm telling you, I am looking forward to living the next few decades with the class and energy of you and Tony Bennett, and I'll be okay.